Many people are really talking about some sort of economic downturn and what the effects that really will have on the real estate market. And you know what? It's really going to look very different in different parts of the country. And when you're talking about the Columbus area, Columbus has a lot of things going for it that a lot of other areas and other metropolises just don't have. So instead of comparing it to what's going to happen across the country, let's look at it from a little bit different approach and actually see what is going to help Columbus weather that storm a little bit better than what I think that other cities will actually have. Now, the affordability of homes are actually a little bit skewed if you looked at the numbers and maybe you searched on realtor.com or tried to find some sort of stat sheet as you look through data. If you're kind of like me and love the data, but when you're looking at the greater Columbus, Ohio area, what kind of is failed to really uh, calculate is really going to be at some of those outside areas. Now, if you're like me and live in a suburb of Columbus where I may not be really close to downtown, but I can still get to downtown Columbus in less than 40 minutes. And in some areas, you can actually be 29 miles away or 30 miles away and actually be only 29 or 30 minutes from downtown Columbus. So when you're talking about the area and affordability, you can live out in the country or a rural suburb of Columbus, and actually still have a great commute and be able to be a little bit away from it all, but still be a part of that suburb of Columbus area. So that makes the affordability of homes when you're looking on some of those outskirts a lot better. Now, if you've been watching the news, you've probably seen a few things about the plummeting home values across the country. Well, again, thankfully, that's really not something that we're dealing with right here in Central Ohio. Yes, there definitely. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that yes, there has been a decrease in home values. But when you look at a sheer plummet compared to other cities, their percentages are just down a crazy amount. And so right here, we still haven't seen those effects, and we've really been weathered from some of those effects with the high interest rates. And so, in comparison to some of those other metropolis areas, those big cities, we have really still seen an increase from last year to this year. At this time, we have still seen an increase where we're up 11%. Now, again, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that that will go down if rates continue to go up. But for now, barring any huge economic disruption, we are still going to be, at a slight increase. If nothing else changes, we'll still be at an increase next year or hovering around the same. If there's a continuing of rates to go up, everywhere across the country, the values are going to continue to go down. It's just how fast are they going to go down? What will be the recovery rate? And because of the amount, or excuse me, the values of homes and what it costs to just buy a home, we are well weathered in comparison to other parts of the country when we're talking about an average price point of still in the low 300,000s versus 5, 6, 700,000 in some areas. So here's the facts on location. We are a day's drive from 75% of all businesses in the entire United States. We are also an area where we don't have many natural disasters, knock on wood. And also, when we're talking about an economic investment from the federal government, that's been the largest one since the New Deal, with Intel building all of these chip plants here and then other businesses coming in behind them. That is something that is huge. If you have jobs, the city will move on, the area will move on, people will keep coming. And so that's why we're having so much positive growth. That's why we're seeing that when other parts of the country have experienced downturn. I moved back here during the recession time period of 2008, and there were people that still had jobs. I came from up in Cleveland area, which there was a place where there was no jobs, and it was just amazing that one of the largest and biggest recessions that our country has seen, even then business kept going. People were buying stuff. People were doing stuff. The city was still growing. And I anticipate with any next recession, we are very well weathered here in in Columbus and in Central Ohio, to where this is a place where I'm happy to be doing business. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to connect with me further, the link to my website is actually in the description, and feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks and have a good one.